Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for March 10th, and this week we're talking about Moses and the golden calf. In this series goal, we're helping kids ask and answer the question, what is God like? God is holy, good, and loving, and how important for all of us to understand all three of those things about God, that He is holy and only He can be holy, that He is good, that He desires good for us, and that He is loving, that He doesn't allow anyone to perish without the opportunity to know who His Son Jesus is. As we continue this series, this lesson has, you might see this, but I have been giggling a bunch because I think that there are certain times where we read stories in the Bible and it seems so ridiculous, but obviously we could be just so ridiculous as well. So the golden calf, Moses went up the mountain, was getting the 10 commandments from God, and while he was there, the Israelites apparently got bored, or who knows what was going on in their brains, really. And they're like, well, it's taking Moses too long, so let's build another God that we can worship while Moses is gone. Like, Moses was supposed to be God, right? No, you could worship God. It doesn't matter whether you had Moses or you didn't have Moses. So that might be fun to talk about. And then when he comes down the mountain with the tablets that have the 10 commandments on it, he looks and the people are worshiping this gold cow. Okay, this took a little bit of time for them to put together. While he was up on the mountain, he wasn't there that long, but he comes down and they built this gold cow that they are all worshiping, and he gets so mad that he slams down these tablets that God had provided for him with the rules that he was going to share with everybody. And I can't even imagine. I think about the times where I get really upset with my kids at my house because I just don't understand what they're thinking. And I just can't even imagine, like, walking in and, oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, I just can't believe what you people are doing with golden cows. So your social activity this week, you're going to continue to play the Cooties game. They're supposed to draw a creature of some sort as they roll the dice. Now, in your instructions, it says that they cannot draw the legs, the antenna, the eyes, or the tail until they have drawn the body and the head. And I encourage you to stick with those rules. It's not about keeping rules necessarily as much as it is about having a longer amount of time to have fun together by playing a game. So that's really what you're doing as you're helping kids play this social activity. Also, as a reminder, just so you know, you don't have to have all of your to start playing the game. I try to choose games that you can continue to add people as they come in. Obviously, some people are going to be further along with their bug than others, or their monster than others, but it's okay. It's not about who created it fastest. It's about building relationship with each other and having a reason to come in and interact with each other. So know that all the time, you guys can start this before you feel like you have the crowd that you are ready to go with. And if you can get there early, even better, because that way you're the one who sets the tone for how all of the day will go. All right, then we'll do large group, and when you move to small group, you're going to have some packages that look like this, that have Model Magic in it. This is air dry clay. And I encourage you to kind of split up the package and not give one whole package to one kid, because it goes a long ways. And it really, you can do more and it dries better the thinner the clay is. And so what they're going to do is take their Model Magic and try to form what they think an idol would be. They can build their own cow if they want. They can build their own video game. You may want to talk about things that are important to us and why we might put those things ahead of having relationship with our family or having relationship with God. So this is a really great way to start discussion and keep little hands busy. Now, there is a possibility that I won't have enough clay left over from some of the other activities, so you will have Play-Doh, and they can do with Play-Doh what they did with the clay. They probably don't want to take, I'd rather they don't take the Play-Doh home because we don't have a great way to send it home. They can take the clay home and it will dry in 24 hours if it sits out. If it gets wet or gets messed with, it'll probably change shape. So if they need to reform it, they can do that within the 24 hours usually. Your memory verse activity, you have a ball and you have soccer goals around the room. There'll be 3, 1 for each grade level. And with those goals, the kids are going to take the ball and kick from behind the line. As they kick the ball into the goal, they can say one of the words or a phrase from the memory verse until you guys have said the whole memory verse. So that is to help us just, again, to have more fun together. And then you can pray and dismiss your kiddos. Thank you for building relationships with kids. The time you spend with kids helps them begin to learn to trust and to see an example of what it looks like to be a Christ follower. So through your relationship with kids, they're beginning to see what it looks like and how to talk and how to act and how to be around each other. And the way you help the group relate to each other is helping give kids an idea of how they can relate to each other now that they believe and are learning to follow Jesus. So thank you for building relationships that build disciples.